Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Today, we are going to talk to Matt Specials, owner, CEO of this conglomerate of Milosj.
Yeah.
And we also have a special guest today, Lou Holtz. No, it's Phil Young,
Hi,
our
Phil.
area sales manager from Poly One, who actually goes and calls on Milosj. So today, we're going to talk about some of Milosj's more famous prints that everybody seems to enjoy. We get a lot of hits on it whenever we post his unique printing style. And Milosj, if you could just give us a little breakdown of how we started. I mean, my story is I saw you a couple of years ago on Instagram, and I just had to find out who you were.
All right.
Start asking Phil, ask Phil who you were, and then we started communicating. It's been a great relationship.
It's been a while.
So
Yeah, well, I'm a third generation screen printer. Been into textile printer for about 30 odd years. Ran big companies as a production manager. Did a lot of research and development with specialty inks. And kind of started an own clothing brand, Mad Specials. Got an Instagram, and showed some things on Instagram what's possible with specialty inks, and then all hell broke loose, and this is where we are now. Have my own print shop for about a little over 2 years now, and making great stuff every day.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is.
One of the things when I met Milosj in the commercial capacity in production print shop, and we kind of got on, and then we started talking special effects, and I got my samples out, and I was really excited. And then he got his samples out, what he'd been doing at home as a hobby, so I put mine away, and we've kind of got on from there, really. And anybody who gets into the special effects type of printing, has really got a passion for print. You can make it fun, but Milosj has proven you can also make it commercial and successfully.
So, success story, I would not say that completely because in Holland nobody else prints like with specialty inks, and it's for me it's purely because I love inks. I love to print, love to create stuff, and I'm a sucker for textures. I like prints with texture, so hence the specialty effects inks.
I just want to say one thing when we get started. You're going to see some good special effects here, but right now the way the economy is going and the way things are going in the world, there's no better time than right now to really experiment with some of these inks. And this is a small commercial here. We do at on the Wilflex line we have infinite effects where you can buy multiple bases and create your own special effects. And the Rutland side we have the equivalent of those bases you can bring in. I think Milosj, you basically use a little bit of everything, and whatever it takes to make it work. So you have 2 or 3 of our brands in your shop.
Most of them I have, yeah.
Yes, I think so. And you mentioned your passion for print. I think, Phil, I think you got a few examples of some prints and some of Milosj's prints, and actually, I see a Wilflex wave on Milosj right now.
We'll come to that. I've got that one as well, but we spoke about this before. The beauty of when you get into special effects is mixing bases up. So the design is unique to your own print shop. I think Mark touched on it. Mark showed some good samples in another broadcast, but this one he actually printed live in a fair in Lyon. We were both at. So this stuff is not. Some of this is difficult for some people, but it can be very simple as well. So all these are production prints, more or less, are not one-offs. So, what about this one? Has got an effect you can't see, and this is a there you go. This is a combination of brands. There's a Rutland and Wilflex products in here.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you're not better than the printer down the road. You're different. You've got a different texture, different look.
Yeah. This one's printed through 27 with a capillary film on it. It's about 400 mils, I think. It's printed like 3 times. Hit it 3 times with the flasher. And then it's got a layer of phosphorescent ink on it. So yeah, if you look at it close, you will see that. I think I have an example here, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you gotta look at it with black light. It's perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And the second one, a more simpler one, similar thing, but not quite as high build. Again, printed live in Lyon.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have this one hanging. I can show that with the black light. Try to at least.
So and the colours were on screen. It was like a blend, like a rainbow print. So again, you don't need a huge machine to do these things, as you will see. There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's got a glow in the dark right on top of it. Let's see where we are. Here. Yeah, it's nice print.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, and all this enhances the perceived value of the shirt. And this is where the commercial spin comes into it. You can take a $2.50 shirt and turn it into a $5 shirt. I mean, because the perceived value has risen so much, it's just not flat printed underneath it. But if you can enhance a logo, a brand, and think about what you're printing for, you know, soft textures for like hairdressers, beauties, hard textures for builders, acrylic nails. You think of your client, and then Milosj starts with a concept. So take away
So you also do event stuff, don't you? Which you can, it's more than $5. You're getting a lot more money off of a shirt when you're doing an event shirt. Is that true? I mean, if you're actually there live printing.
Don't tell him anything. You'll ask for a loan.
No, I do not actually do much live printing, but yeah, just simple stuff. The very difficult stuff with textures. Yeah, I'll probably take that to the grave, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll start teaching one day. But yeah, basically what I do is I combine a lot of techniques with different inks. I will use a glow in the dark or a black light ink or phosphor inks or I use the specialty inks like the high density bases. I would use them just as an extra to give that little extra wow factor to the print, and it makes it so much nicer and worth the extra buck. I mean,
Hey,
some people. Huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Some people would pay like 80 euros for a shirt from me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, good. Hey, Phil, hold up that Waves shirt.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. So get really close. There we go.
Yeah, but you can't see me.
Oh, I'll bring up the artwork and.
Yeah, let's bring the artwork up. Nice. Okay.
This is the initial idea. I broke it down into 5 colors, and there's just one, or actually 2 high density screens. For the gold, there's a high density screen, 400 mils. Printed that with cork base and sculpture base. Reduce it with a little viscosity buster, just to make it print right. And then on top there's another high density screen. It's that one, the top one, and that makes the effect. and the effect would be like,
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. We posted that. We have quite a bit of responses to that particular print.
Again, what's also on here is these shimmers that you see are basically one silver shimmer with tint. So with a gallon of silver shimmer, you can make 10, a dozen, 20 different shimmers on your shelf. So don't think of, oh, silver shimmer, that's all it can do. With transparent colours or pigments, like process set or fluos, because you don't want to kill the flakes. But the transparent one, with the same products, it's got 3 or 4 effects there.
Yeah, it's got a black light ink on it that's a little bit tinted to make for the different variations in color. By printing it over a color, you get different variations of color. So you get like 2 colors with one screen actually.
Right. We got a question here, Milosj. Do you have a favorite print?
A favorite print. Favorite print is a good one. No, not really.
We're all favorites. I would say most of your prints are my favorite. So.
Yeah, there's many prints I did that I still really enjoy looking at. Well, actually all of them, but a favorite? No, not really. No.
So Phil, you have a couple more. You had a couple more prints that you could kind of show off really quick, and then we'll start moving on to the next.
Yeah, I think from a concept point of view, this is a great shirt from. I mean, behind me, I've got collaborations with Lon, Mike Beckman, Beppe, some great stuff. But there's a little-known artist who came up with this in the UK, and I thank Peter for finding this lady. It's called Totally Touchable, and it's got quite a lot of fashion soft. It's got hard, and it's puff. And the beauty thing about this artist runs an art class or school for partially sighted and blind. So actually on here, with tinted HD clear, is Braille. I mean, how cool is that for a concept?
Right.
I mean, Braille on a little shit. I mean,
that's fantastic.
That's a thought. Again, very simple print.
Right.
Just you don't have to do the size of Milosj. You can just do little pocket prints, which are easier to control when you're starting out. This one's a cool one from my pal Daniel Starve, which was interesting. I like this shirt because I started off printed circuit boards, and then he produced this, a 3D. The green's stacked up, and then you can overprint the gold on top.
Very nice.
That's really cool thought on design and execution.
Right. Well, today we're going to have you live print a design. If you want to pull that up on your art,
yes,
pull the art up, kind of shows what we're heading for, and then we'll just go over the ink and the screens, and then see your print.
Well, this is the print. Well, something like this, and this is the artwork. So you got your dark brown, you got your black, you got your high density, and you got your halftones, and that goes on top of the high density. So what this does is create a little bit of dimension, and I'll walk downstairs right now. See it on press.
Here's the office. This is where it all happens.
This is this is the office.
Again, I should point out those paintings behind there. Milosj is a bit of an artist, as you can tell.
Yeah.
He started sculpting. That's the word.
Sculpting, yeah. It's a new hobby.
That's why Sculpture Base is his favorite, I'm sure.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the shop.
Oh, mad special. There it is.
It's small, but I love playing around here.
Yeah.
So like I said, here are the screens. So you got your Your brown. That's the first layer. You got the black.
Ready?
Then you got 1/2 tones that goes onto the brown, but you can't see really what's going on there.
We kind of see.
This is another 1/2 tone that goes on top of the high density. And here you have the high density screen. I might add this was kind of painful getting smooth, but just by changing viscosity of the inks, I managed to get a reasonably smooth print. Still needs some work, but just a quick setup. And this is the result.
Oh, nice. Now I think
Let's
we have. I'm gonna throw a photo up here in a second. You can see us.
Here.
I'm showing a photo right now of a side view where you can actually see how it's lifted. Nice.
So yeah, that's basically how it looks.
Yeah.
And yeah, it prints just like any other print. The high density. I'll walk through the ink. You can check out the viscosity a little bit.
Okay.
If it's too thick, you will get the edges won't come out sharp. If it's too thin,
it falls down. Yeah. Yes.
In answer to Jeffrey Paul's question, he's asking, can these be done on autos? Yeah, there's plenty
this one, definitely.
What Milosj does, he can make his kind of artisan and individual, because what he does with his squeegee in his hands can alter the effect slightly. But yeah, you can simplify things to make it work on an auto. If you've got an auto where you can step the screens up, because if you lay a high build, you don't want ink flat on. You need to make sure that off contact's a little bit higher. But yeah, it can be done, and it's done.
No, it's prints like this. It's no problem printing on an auto, but then again, when printing high density, you gotta keep in mind that the ink you're pushing through, it has to almost hit the shirt side, like it's got to be filled up. If it's not filled up enough, you'll have to go like multiple squeegee strokes just to get it out. So very important is fill that screen up, like pre-stroke like 4 or 5 times.
I've got a tip for that. When I was doing these things on autos back in the day, if you if you put a base down, I think Mark touched on this again the other week, but if you put a flat base down, ink kind of likes to stick to ink more than it does to cotton. So it will release from the mesh a lot easier on a base of plastisol rather than just on the cotton, especially. And I think, Milosj, we spoke about this earlier. If you're going to do something like this, buy a decent shirt. Just put value to your project. You know, he spends hours, and when I was a production printer, the artist used to spend hours, we'd get the screens right, and the customer would pick a really cheap shirt. And you're like, well, really? You know, it falls down there. So that's important.
I found anytime you do high density, you'll definitely want a underbase, some kind, even if it's a clear. But use one of the colors that are in the design and just totally underbase it. That way, when you're printing that high density, you're using no pressure and you're just letting it go, let it kind of fall down on top of that surface.
I think Jeffrey Paul's okay with ovals and 44 stations. I think he can manage that.
We do have a quick question. Mark Solodonik is asking, where is it? Do you have one particular go-to special effect that you like to use a lot? Is it the HD?
No, not really. I always look at the design and look what's possible within the design to make it pop a little bit more. But no, a special yeah, I love the cork base. I love the soft density base from Rutland. That's great stuff. Very easy to start printing high density with. Um, it prints like a dream,
Oh,
really.
nice. Okay.
And then you can reach the same effect, but with the Wilflex inks. But you have to put a little bit of reducer in them just to make them just to flow. Let them flow a little bit more.
And let them, and that helps you create that edge that you're looking for,
Yeah.
right? That's probably the trick. So you want to do? You say you're going to do one live today, huh? We ready to set you up?
I can try positioning my camera so we can print one.
Okay.
I'll set it up. I'll get one first. Yes.
So guys, you know, I appreciate you doing this, Milosj. I know it's not going to be easy to get this. Let's see if we can see what you're doing here.
Let's see.
I'm going to take this picture out because it makes you larger. Let's see.
Let's see.
And you're,
I'm working with a roll of tape here and a
there you
tissue.
go. Right there.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. We're live from the Mad Specials laboratory.
Great in the shirt.
So I hope we have these at the show to show off. I mean, we showed off the waves last year.
Okay, here's your first layer of brown. It's on a 43 European mesh. Don't know what that's in America, but
90 US.
I'll flash it. I always flash in between to make to keep everything nice. I occasionally do print wet on wet, but with high density it's very difficult to print wet on wet because it smudges easily. That's about cooked. I'll put the first half tone on it. It's a yellow, it's through a 90.
Hold on.
Which is like,
I knew I should have put my calculator away. I should have tidied up the office. Hold on.
so we'll get this print, we'll get the breakdown and share it with everybody as far as the screens and things like that.
So now we got the black print through a 43 again, but it's a little bit raised with the screen because I filmed it in just a little extra because I want more body on the black. Also, it helps to prevent the high density going outside of the outlines.
The image area, yes. Makes sense.
So now I told you about this. Maybe you can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's about 400 micro units. Sorry for the bad camera work, but
Social distancing, brother. Social distancing.
Yes. We got a quick question. You said Jeffrey Paul's asking, do you use traditional meshes or do you use some thin thread meshes?
no, these are the cheapest Chinese mesh you can find.
Okay.
No, just kidding, but traditional meshes, yeah.
The value proposition went out right there.
Yes, get that in.
But they're not S threads normally, they're T threads. But again, it's outlet dependent. What do you want to get out of it? Are you printing dots? Everything starts with the art and then move on accordingly.
If you notice, Milosj was making sure that flood was complete before printing the before actually printing it on the press. So you can see, so you have a completely filled image area underneath the screen in the stencil. So that was printing with less pressure.
This is not dry. I will hit it again just to make sure it's very smooth because I'm printing over a half tone and I want it to stay sharp. So that's why I'm printing it again. Just one stroke, no filling, just one stroke. Just to make it smooth. Dry it. This is all new for me. I never print live. Dry.
Answer to John's question, well, while you get that finished, how does heat affect the print? It's a very good question, John, for a number of reasons. One, because of substrate, we're using 100% cotton. You can get some really good effects on polycotton blends, but the more polyester, be aware, specials typically need quite a lot of heat to make them work, or to get the maximum out of them and make them glossy and shiny. With a puff, they're very heat sensitive. So anything with a blowing agent that blows up, like a cork, a suede, a puff additive, then what I would typically do, and Milosj may not agree, if you haven't got a long enough dryer and you've got fluctuations in the dryer, if you had a bit of something like a rock base or something with a little, it takes your parameters, instead of being this big before puff works or fails, it extends it, so you've got more latitude in the temperature going up and down, and you'll get a more consistent puff or blowing.
Well, that was fantastic. Yeah, we had a little glitch in there, so but we're still running live. That's good.
Yeah.
You know, I really appreciate you coming on with us. This has been fantastic. I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing you and seeing what the man behind the Mad Specials. We would like to bring Milosj on again. I want everybody, if they could, send ideas to Milosj. Look at his, I guess, his library, and if he cares to share some of his secrets, he can, or he can get close to it, kind of show the effects. We'd like to hear from you guys, and we'll get Milosj on in a week or 2 weeks or so, and do another effect, and be more direct to that one particular thing. And then we can, you know, next time we walk through the story, I think we had people asking, they're really interested in one of your first comments as your 3rd generation screen printer.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear about your family next time. That'd be kind of cool. And the business they've been involved in. So we really appreciate you coming on. And Phil, thanks for coordinating this. Fantastic.
I just want to say, one thing. You know, every screen printer can start printing high density stuff. Important is you got to be passionate about it, and you just get the stuff and start playing, because now is the time. I mean, shops are slow at the moment. You know, experiment, try stuff.
Yeah, I mean, enhance the value and differentiate yourself from the printer next door. You're not better, you're just different. Everyone can do it.
Fantastic. Great message. I appreciate you guys. And we'll be talking again and trying to pull another one of these together and see if we can get something going.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity.